Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekday morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to continue our conversation about when, where, why, and how Bitcoin will be rallying up towards $100,000 before Christmas of this year. In fact, we've made a prediction that it could happen even before Thanksgiving of this year. In just the next 2 weeks, Bitcoin could get magnetically sucked straight up to $100,000, making all of you a lot of money. After that, I do believe that a massive altcoin season is going to ensue sometime next year, and so we need to be prepared for this. What do the charts tell us? Where is Bitcoin going, and how do you generate the most revenue with this opportunity that is before you? That's exactly what we're here to do. Within the context of being a moral human being, how do we generate as much wealth as we can here so that we ultimately have more wealth to do with it, what we've been called to do, which is to be radically generous with it and honestly to enjoy our life with it. We want to be able to provide for the people that we care about. We want to be able to radically bless the people that we see suffering, and we want to be able to enjoy life in a way that we've never been able to, because there are things that we want to do that we just aren't able to do. I want you guys to succeed with money, and that all starts with getting control of it. But in the context of cryptocurrency, it all starts with getting control of your understanding of where Bitcoin is and where Bitcoin is going. My name is Jeb McAfee. I've been working in this space for over 7 years now. In fact, this channel will be turning 7 years old on Saturday. That's right, in 2 days, this channel will be 7 years old. And I have been teaching you guys for the better part of a decade how to succeed in Bitcoin, how to succeed in cryptocurrency, and we've got some really big developments coming down the pike. We're expanding our team, we're launching new products. All of those things will likely be coming in just the next 30 days, and I'm very excited to see where we're going to be able to go this bull market and in the massive bull market that is to come. Bitcoin is becoming mass adopted. It's not going anywhere but up, and we are very excited to be a part of this space. I am so excited that I got into this space when Bitcoin was trading below $3,000. Since I got into Bitcoin, it has 30x'd, and I have had the great privilege of spending those years teaching you guys how to succeed with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency while also succeeding with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency myself so that I can share with you exactly how to do that. And we're going to do some more of that today on today's episode of Coffee and Crypto Live. So if you are a coffee drinker, I just like sent my coffee start flying. Make sure to grab your coffee mug, your favorite coffee mug. This one's from Yellowstone. Make sure to grab your favorite coffee mug. Well, let's get started. We'll read a little bit of chat. We'll jump straight on over to CoinMarketCap. We've got a lot of people tuning in today. Micah Mann is first in chat. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. Joe Bollier's in chat. Anthony, Christina Orozco, Angel Martinez, Abraham Lee, Austin Patrick, Ishmael Elizondo's in chat. Cox family, Austin Patrick, MM, Angel Martinez, Crypt Torque, Craig McNee. There you go. Micah Mann again, Austin, let's see, Kuvan Tucker, Ave Latin is in chat, Thomas Desouler. Shout out to you guys. Welcome everybody who's in stream. If you are new here, drop a 1 in chat. I want to give you in particular a massive shout out. Give me a raised hand or a 1 in chat. I want to give you a big shout out, a blessing, say thank you for tuning into the stream. What we're all about here, our mission is to change the world. Our mission is to solve the world's financial problems one family at a time. To help solve the world's financial problems one family at a time. That is exactly our goal here. It's that simple. That's what we live and breathe to do here at McAfee Media, the company that runs this channel, right? It's my company that I founded. That's what we live and breathe to do. I want to help solve your problems one family at a time, because I genuinely believe that if you get the family right, then the family can stand up with strength and say, no, government, you're not doing this right. And if enough of us would just get our own house figured out, then we might be able to get the White House and Congress's house figured out. Am I right? We've got some nonsense going on in government. We got some nonsense going on under your own roof, and we got to get that straight. So let's do it today with Bitcoin. Let's learn some things. Big shout out to Adegoki Awoyemi. I probably butchered that. Shout out to you. Welcome to the stream. Overthinkers in chat. Angel Martinez is in chat. Luke Banfield is in chat. AJ Juarez is in chat. Kuvan Tucker in chat. Welcome everybody who is new here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Bitcoin is currently trading just shy of $80,000. With a quick refresh here, we can see we're trading at $89,300. And over the last 72 hours, Bitcoin has shattered expectations. 1 week ago, Bitcoin was in the process of breaking above all-time high following the election of President Donald Trump, who will now be the 47th president of this great union of states. The market reacted very bullish in a very bullish fashion to this because the market believes that Donald Trump will be good for the Bitcoin market. And on the other hand, they also believed that the Kamala Harris campaign probably would not be good for the market. Probably having a lot to do with the taxes that she was talking about implementing with 25% unrealized capital gains taxes on very wealthy individuals, which of course would probably, if that were to become precedent, would likely eventually come down to people that don't have high net worth. It'd likely start there, come back down. Don't forget, income tax was a temporary 1% tax instituted by the North in the United States Civil War in the 1860s to fund the war effort, and it was supposed to go away after the war ended. Civil War's been over for almost 200 years. Income tax is still here, right? So when the government expands, they don't retract. The government is not in the business of walking backwards. They're only in the business of walking forward. So a lot of people were scared about that. And since she lost, now that is not an option. That's just not going to happen. That was not a policy of Trump. And so people are very excited about Trump winning. And, you know, like Trump, hate Trump, I'm not here to tell you how you should have voted. I'm not here to bash you for how you voted, left or right. But what I am here to say is that the market responded in a very bullish fashion to Trump's election. And it sent us to an all-time high of almost $94,000 just yesterday while we were on stream. We watched it happen. Bitcoin rallied to $93,500. It was such an amazing movement. And Bitcoin, for the first time in history, hit 30x from where I got into the space. Absolutely remarkable. In fact, it hit 31x because we hit 93. So Bitcoin is obviously on the road to $100,000. The last month has been exceptionally bullish. We've added $500 billion in market capitalization alone in Bitcoin. If we jump on over to TradingView, we will be able to see that Bitcoin has added about $1 trillion in total market capitalization across the cryptocurrency space at large. If we come to TradingView, type in total over in the crypto sector, we'll quickly be able to discern that there has been about $1 trillion, almost $1 trillion added in just the last week and a half. About $800 billion in just the last month or so. We've added $1 trillion in value to the cryptocurrency space. At the same time, the last year has brought over $10 trillion into U.S. equities markets, likely on estimate about $25 to $30 trillion of value into global equities markets. And we've also probably seen about $4 trillion go into gold. So there's obviously a lot of money flowing around. There's obviously more money that can flow into Bitcoin. And that is something that we are greatly seeing right now. The spot ETFs are going nuts. Spot Bitcoin ETFs record a staggering $8 billion in daily volume. $8 billion on ETFs that are not even a year old yet. This is remarkable. $8 billion in a day. Now, that's not necessarily a crazy amount for a cryptocurrency exchange. It'd still be a lot, but it's a lot for the ETFs. U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs and Ether exchange-traded funds posted another day of gains on Wednesday with the leading crypto assets holding strong above the $90,000 mark. On November the 13th, the 12-spot Bitcoin ETF saw a strong inflow of $510 million, leading the charge. IBIT brought in $230 million. By November 14th, IBIT held a total of almost 500,000 Bitcoin on behalf of its ETF investors. Let me say that again. On November 14th, IBIT held a total of 469,895 Bitcoin on its ETF in its own custody. Are you worried about BlackRock having that much value in the cryptocurrency space? Are you worried about them holding that much Bitcoin? Yes or no? I'd love to hear your opinion on that. But the fact of the matter is, a huge, massive amount of volume is being done on those ETFs. And we can even see that right here if we click over to Farside Investors Bitcoin ETF. Type Farside Investors Bitcoin ETF into YouTube and you'll be able to find this website. You can see the inflows are staggering. On the 7th, 2 days after the election, we saw $1.4 billion of net inflows. The day after the election, $600 million. The day of 11/11. This Monday, we saw 1.1 billion. Tuesday, we saw 800 million. Yesterday, we saw 500 million. Today, it'll probably be more like 200 to 300 million. But you can see on the chart down here how a staggering amount of inflows have come into the Bitcoin spot ETFs. A total inflow of over $10 billion. Massive amount of volatility, massive amount of investment going into the Bitcoin ETFs. But we're not seeing so much of that in Ethereum. Ethereum has obviously seen an uptick. We've seen a lot of volume come into Ethereum, but nothing like what we've seen on the Bitcoin ETFs. We are, though, and this is the good news, we are seeing inflows on Ethereum that are starting to look a lot more healthy. You can see down here on the inflow into Ethereum, we've almost doubled the total amount of inflow into Ethereum, increased by about 50% since the inception of the Ethereum ETFs when they launched. Because when they launched, they were terrible. I mean, let's just be real here. Day one was great. The rest of it was just, ugh. It was abysmal. The first day was, albeit, very, very good. There was a lot of inflows on day one. After that, it slowed to a crawl, and Ethereum hasn't done much. Here's my concern with Ethereum. Right now, it is getting left behind by Bitcoin. But here's my concern for you. I don't want you to get left behind by Ethereum. Ooh. Ethereum's getting left behind by Bitcoin, but if you're not careful, you'll get left behind by Ethereum. Why is that? Well, what we have happening right now is what we call the Bitcoin season. If you've ever heard of the altcoin season, then you're probably familiar with the idea of the Bitcoin season. You see, the market has something that I call the altcoin engine. This is a term that I coined almost 5 years ago, where you have kind of like an engine with two pistons in it, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to drive the actual point, which is, in the case of an engine, the crankshaft and the drive shaft, sending power to the wheels. But in the case of Bitcoin, it's driving the cryptocurrency market forward. Bitcoin is strong enough to be one side of the engine on its own. The entire altcoin space, including Ethereum, is only strong enough to be the other half. And so what happens is Bitcoin goes up and the altcoins go down, and then Bitcoin switches and the altcoins go up. And so that's what we're seeing right now. We've got that power stroke, that first stroke when you turn the ignition is boom, and you get this, I guess it would be the other way. It'd actually be boom, right? Because there's the explosion, pushes the piston down. So Bitcoin's going to, Bitcoin is driving the market right now, and a piston is going down and the market is going up. It started the cycle. Well, what happens from there? Well, what happens from there is that then you switch places, and now the altcoins got to have some boom, they got to have some kick, and it'll go back and forth and back and forth. And that's what we're going to see happening over the next year on Bitcoin. We are firmly into the bull market. The bull market is in full swing. Massive amount of exuberance going into the space right now, and Bitcoin's dominance is not slowing down. On the last 30 days, Bitcoin dominance has rallied from 57% up to 60%. The altcoin space is doing phenomenally, but nowhere near what Bitcoin is doing. We've seen the altcoins largely get left behind in the last year. In the last year, we've seen Bitcoin's market dominance increase by 10%. We've also seen Ethereum's market dominance drop from 17% to 13%, a 4% decrease. This shows us that what we're going to see happen here is Bitcoin is on a run. Bitcoin is rallying extremely quickly, and if Bitcoin is able to maintain this rally, then great. But there will come a time where Bitcoin is going to show concrete signs of capitulation. It may not happen now. We will probably hit $100,000 first. There's an absurd amount of resistance at 100K. Breaking $100,000 is going to be very, very difficult. So that's where I suspect we're going to see the next stroke of the engine coming in, where Bitcoin has a correction and where we see the altcoin space start to rally because Bitcoin has to take its correction. So what I think is going to happen here, Bitcoin's going to probably rally up to $100,000. It's going to hit its head. It's going to reject. People are going to say, oh no, Bitcoin market, bull market's over. Oh no, I need to go buy gold now. And then the people that actually know what they're doing are going to say, I know what that means. That means these altcoins are about to go on a rampage. And so if you're trying to build wealth in the cryptocurrency space, you've got to not just be focusing on the market at hand, because I'm here to tell you the majority of the rally that we're watching right now has already happened. It's already happened. It's done. This rally will probably stop for coffee at $100,000. It'll stop and tinkle on the side of the road here at $100,000. That's what Bitcoin's going to do, right? It's going to stop at the Wawa. It's going to stop at the Buc-ee's and get the stupid shirt that everybody thinks is funny, but you still bought it anyway because you just had to. I mean, it's Buc-ee's. It's got like a squirrel on it. You've got to buy it, right? So that's what Bitcoin's going to do. It's going to stop at Buc-ee's at 100K, and it's going to take a break, and it's going to sit there, and it's going to meander. It's going to wander. It's going to wander. It's going to go over there to the fried donuts. Yeah. It's going to go over there to the underwater basket weaving center, right? There's a lady over there in a fish tank. She's weaving wicker baskets, and you sit there and you're like, wow, I just came here for gasoline, and now I'm just witnessing modern art. That's what Bitcoin's going to be doing for probably 3 months after it hits 100K. It's going to be sit there lost in Wawa. It's going to be sit there lost in Buc-ee's, marveling at how clean the bathrooms are. And in that time, the altcoins are going to take its place. And the altcoins are just going to zoom right past. And so you've got to realize that every 100 miles there's that stop's coming up. Bitcoin's about to get off the interstate, right? It's about to take a pit stop. It's going to stop at 100K or it's going to stop at $2 trillion market cap, whichever one comes first. 100K is further south, but even if we break 100K, at 105 or so, we're looking at $2 trillion market cap. 103 or so, we're looking at $2 trillion market cap. Okay, so Bitcoin's going to pause there between 100 and 105. If it breaks 100, it's still going to have a resistance at $2 trillion market cap. So what does that mean? It means you've missed most of this rally on Bitcoin. If you're an investor like me and you've been following the financial sovereignty way that we teach here on the stream every single weekday, then you would know that we need to be dollar cost averaging, or as we call it, disciplined and consistently acquiring investments in assets that we reasonably expect will be worth more in 5 to 7 years than they are right now. I reasonably expect that Bitcoin will be worth more in 5 to 7 years than they are right now. But your allocation between Bitcoin and the altcoins comes down to where we are in the altcoin cycle. It comes down to what power stroke we're in the altcoin season. You see, the tempting thing that the noobs do is that they will invest, or excuse me, this is actually more of a trade. They will take a trade in the market that is already rallying because you know that it's going to rally because it is rallying. You understand? You take the trade that is rallying because it's already rallying. You don't have to take any risk because it's already happening. It's already happening. But an entrepreneur takes risks. If you're going to be a trader, if you're going to be a YouTuber, if you're going to be an educational entrepreneur, if you're going to run a business, if you're going to start a fried donut shop, if you're going to go and do underwater basket weaving, then you've got to figure out the risk and you've got to take a calculated risk. Now, underwater basket weaving, probably too much risk, not enough reward. Going and starting to trade, maybe it's enough reward to outweigh the risk if you sucking at it. Maybe you actually can figure it out. It's possible. People do it. It's hard, but it's possible. But what you've got to realize is that you've got to take risk. And where I believe the risk and the reward lies right now is not in Bitcoin. In the short term, I'm talking like 1 to 4 month trades here. I'm not talking about investment. Do not touch that investment. You leave it alone and you hold on to it for life. I am not trading Bitcoin, not a single sat, in this cycle. I've been holding Bitcoin for a very long time, and I've got no plans on stopping anytime soon. I love sitting there watching it grow. Any way I can acquire it, I acquire it, and I hold on to it for good. I don't have a plan on when I'm going to sell it. Jim, when are you going to sell your Bitcoin? I don't know. Maybe, 30 years from now. It's kind of hard to plan something 30 years out. Jesus could come back by then. I've got no idea. Maybe I hold it till I'm dying and my kids get it. Who knows? I've got no plans on selling it. I'm holding it indefinitely. Altcoins, though, there's an altcoin cycle coming. So right now, I ask you one question. I know I can be long-winded, but let me make this serious and let me make this brief. Are you interested in buying Bitcoin for the trade? Or are you interested in buying altcoins for the trade right now? Bitcoin is the one running away. It's the one already in its rally. It is the market that has already added $500 billion in the last 10 days. Does it stand to reason that Bitcoin is going to be able to continue in a massive rally? No. As much as we want to believe it, Bitcoin cannot just rally forever. It does have to take a breather. Whether it takes a break at $93,500 or it hits 100K or it rallies up to 103, 105 and stops at $2 trillion, it's gonna stop soon. It just can't rally forever parabolically like this. It cannot happen. But when it stops, what happens next? Well, the exuberance, the momentum doesn't stop. If you ride a motorcycle, right before I came on stream, I was riding my motorcycle. And if you let the clutch out while you're riding, it'll slow the engine down. It's called engine braking because there's momentum and it slows down the pistons, right? So there's momentum. Even if you take your foot off the throttle and you leave the clutch in, so the engine is still moving, there's still momentum. And so even if the foot comes off the throttle on Bitcoin, that does not mean the entire altcoin space has slowed down. No, instead, it means the entire cryptocurrency space has slowed down. No, instead, it means that the momentum shifts. It shifts from Bitcoin. Think about a penguin. How's a penguin walk? He's walking like that. Left, right, left, right. Left, left, right, left. Who knows the rest of that song, right? That's what Bitcoin and the altcoin space are doing right now. Left, right, left, right. It's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's going back and forth. It's a cadence. There's a cadence there that if you watch the market as long as I have, you see it. And so the next part of the cadence, if you're walking down the side of the road and you put your left foot forward, what foot comes next? What foot comes next? Your right foot. Duh. That's what we're looking at here. So, again, to make this concise, are you interested in buying Bitcoin that has already done its run? Or are you interested in trading in the altcoins? I'm not talking about investment here. I'm not talking about the stuff you're going to hold for years. I'm talking about what you're trading for the next couple months. Because I know a lot of you guys are interested in trading right now. But a lot of you guys, because you're noobs, don't get offended. I'm not saying you suck at it. I'm just saying you're new. It's okay. It's okay to be new. I was new at one point. At one point, Einstein didn't even know how to tie his own shoes, right? It's okay to be a noob. Just own it. You know, like when you're in high school, the freshies, own it. You're a freshman. It's all right. I don't hate you. I love you, but own it. Be humble enough to know you're a freshman, right? One day you'll be a senior. One day you will have been here for a long time, like me. One day you will have been here for a long time, like a lot of the people in the cryptocurrency space. But if you're new and you don't realize this, then be teachable and humble enough to hear what I'm saying. If you're trying to make a trade, right now you might get burned in Bitcoin because we've already rallied so much. So are you going to go through a trade on Bitcoin right now, or are you going to look for what comes next? Are you going to bet on what was and is, or are you going to bet on what is coming? That's your question. So if you're looking for a trade, as far as a swing trade, like, hey, I'm going to hold this for 2 months, I would highly encourage you to look in the direction of the altcoins right now, because that is the next phase of the altcoin season. When are we going to see full-blown altcoin season? I don't know. But what we're likely going to see is an altcoin cycle. We're seeing a Bitcoin cycle right now. We're about to see an altcoin cycle, in my opinion. That's what I think is coming. So that is my illustration to you to understand that the altcoins may be coming into a major rally soon. It may finally be time for them to take 3, 5, 10% market dominance, maybe not 10%, but at least 3 to 5% from Bitcoin. But before that happens, Bitcoin's probably going to hit 100K. So here's my challenge to you for you to pray about and carefully consider with you and your spouse about what to do. If you're married, if you're not, then, seek counsel from somebody. I do financial coaching. You can talk to people in our community, etc. What you can consider right now is, am I investing? First and foremost, have I gone through the financial sovereignty way? Am I investing the way that I should be? Are you? Good. Okay. If you're in step 9 of the financial sovereignty way, there's only 10 steps, but if you're in step 9 and you're looking for investment by extra wealth generation and you're looking to trade, then consider a trade in the alts right now. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying you should do that. What I am saying is that it would make sense, because I think the altcoins are going to outpace Bitcoin in the next few months, because I think Bitcoin is going to have to take a break. It can only run for so long. Bitcoin is not God. It cannot go forever without a break. And oh, by the way, even God took a Sabbath. All right, so Bitcoin has to rest. It's a law of nature. Whatever works must rest. God established that at creation. Whatever's working must also stop working. It's a cycle. Bitcoin is working hard right now, which means at some point in the near future, it's going to have to take a break. But the altcoins are not working as hard right now. They're working, but not as hard, which means that maybe they're more rested, ready to go. All right? Cool. Hope you understand that. Let's read a little bit of chat. Very excited for all of you to be here today. We've got 500 people in chat. Let's make sure to hit that like button if you have not already. Make sure to also subscribe to the channel, because we are here to teach you guys about cryptocurrency and how to build a lot of wealth. Really appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Paul Thomas said, hope I'll be watching you when we hit 100K. That'd be great. Let's see. My girlfriend hates Dogecoin. That's a name right there. Jeb, if you had to pick a date to take profits no matter what, would it be sometime around June? If I had to pick a date to take profits no matter what, would it be sometime around June? I prefer to take profits based on price level. I prefer to take profits based on the exuberance of the market. My thing is, though, I'm not really interested in taking profits. That's not my game. I'm holding some altcoins and I'm going to sell them eventually. But honestly, I'm basically going to be like, hey, they're up 150, they're up 200%. I'm going to sell a quarter of them, and then a month later, they're still up. All right, I'm going to sell another quarter of them. I'll hold on to some of them forever, and I'll just do that. Here's what I see right now. What I see right now is that there's a great opportunity to build investments in assets that are going to be worth a lot more in 5 to 7 years. I'm not so much interested in taking profits. I'm interested in dumping as much money into the market as I can. I am not a trader. I like to trade, and I do trade. Sometimes. Not very often, to be honest with you. I have 3 kids, a wife. I got a business to run. I got 230,000 people to serve on YouTube. I'm an investor. I know how to trade. I've done it before very successfully, but it's not my big thing. So I'm mostly an investor, and that is that I make money through my business, and I dump it into the market. And that has always made me more money than trading. I have succeeded with trading, but I'm not the #1 trader in the game. If you want that, I know some people. Go check out Crypto Face. Go check out, some of these other people that I know. I know Crypto Face. I've seen his face. You haven't seen his face, but I have. I know some of these people that are really good traders. They're way better than me. If you want trading content, I'll teach you about trading. I'll teach you about technical analysis that you apply to trading. We make calls on the stream here all the time, and 5 seconds later, they come true. I mean, watch the last 3 streams. We've been like, hey, I think this is going to happen in the next 30 seconds. Boom, it happens 1 second later, right? So I can make the calls, and I could do it, but that's not my MO. I'm not interested in spending 10 hours behind a trading desk trading because I wouldn't be able to spend as much time honestly ministering the gospel to you guys. Part of the reason I do the channel here is not just to be very upfront, is not just to, succeed financially. It's the main reason, actually. The one reason I do this is because I rope you guys in, teach you about technical analysis, do a dang good job at it. While you're here, I let you know that Jesus loves you. That's the whole MO. That's the whole thing. That's the whole deal. Jeb, what are you all about? I'll tell you what I'm about. I'm going to offer you free stuff. I'm going to give you good gifts. And while you're here, I'm going to tell you about the best gift. That's it. That's what we do. So am I interested in taking profits in June? Not exactly. Not exactly. But if you were going to take profits, what I would say is this, because this is our teaching, because we do have a teaching on this. What we do is we have a system, and that is we invest. Every interval, we will invest X into Y on Z. That is how we dollar cost average. We discipline and consistently acquire right there. On the flip side, when you want to divest, you say every interval, we will divest X into Y on Z, right? So here's the way you do this. Every week, we will divest 1% if Bitcoin is above $100,000 but below $120,000 into USD on Coinbase. Every week, we will divest 2% if Bitcoin is above $120,000 but below $150,000 into USD on Coinbase. You see how that works? Every week, we will divest 5% if Bitcoin is above $150,000 but below $200,000 into USD on Coinbase. That's simple. That's how we divest. So this formula that I teach, it doesn't have to do with date. It has to do with price. And you set these levels, and then you say, oh man, okay, wait, Trump got elected. Okay, Kamala got elected, the levels are lower because the market doesn't like her as much. Trump got elected, market likes her more, so the all-time high is probably going to be a little higher. And you come in here and you just say, all right, well, we're going to divest 1% between 110 and 130. We're going to divest 2% between 130 and 160. And we're going to divest 5% between 160 and 200. You just adjust the numbers. You adjust the percentages. You adjust these variables. It's a variable equation. This is how you divest. You want to take profits, you do it that way. That's how you take profits. Right there. Boom. You set up the levels and you run them. And so what we need to do is we need to set up those levels, right? So if you're wanting to take profits on Bitcoin from the investment side of things, then you will take profits by saying, hey, at $125,000, we're going to start taking 1% of the portfolio every single week. Or if you're in a trade, it's going to be a lot more simple. You're going to say, if Bitcoin, here's the investment side of it. It's a lot more complicated. With the trading side of it, it looks a lot more like this. This is just the top part of your TPL. TSPL. Take TPSL, take profit stop losses, right? Your TP is just it's not even an interval, it's just one time. So it's not an interval, it's one time. At $125,000, I/we will divest 100% of into cash on Bybit or Blowfin. Let's say Blowfin because they got a big trading competition going on over there. Or you say TP at $125,000. I/we will divest 75% into cash on Blowfin at $150,000. I/we will divest 25% remaining into cash on Blowfin. These are just random dummy numbers, but that's the deal. That's how you divest from an investment or from a trade. You simply go by levels. You don't go by time because time don't matter. Don't have nothing to do with it. It's got no bearing on the price of Bitcoin. It has no bearing on anything. The only bearing that it has is us trying to determine when the all-time high will be. And so that is helpful in a way, but we're still going by price. I believe that the all-time high for Bitcoin will be at the very end of 2025. That's why I think Bitcoin will hit cycle top. If it keeps going from there, then that means the 4-year cycle is beginning to be broken, which would be great. I wish it would. I hate the 4-year cycle. It's helpful, but I wish Bitcoin would just do what the S&P 500 does, which is where it grows slower, but it grows more consistently. It would make my job a lot easier. Because right now, you got 2 years where nobody talks about crypto, which kind of sucks being a YouTuber. You got 2 years where nobody talks about crypto. You got 1 year where it's just absolutely exploding, and you're like, oh my goodness, we got to hurry up and get this stuff done. And then you got 1 year where everybody's just really sad. You got 1 year where everybody's really sad because the market's just crashing and crashing and crashing. I wish that the 4-year cycle would take a hike, and it probably will, but the all-time high that I'm expecting will be in end of 2025. But that's not how I'm making any of the, that's not how I'm doing any of the divestment calculations or divestment plans for our altcoin position. I'm going to go through each altcoin. I know we're nowhere near where I want to sell them yet, so I haven't made the plans yet. But as we approach them, I'm going to go through each altcoin that we want to sell. If it's above, say, $500, if it's $500, I'll probably just sell it one day. I'm not going to waste the time planning on something so small. But because I do have some small positions, we got multiple positions that are worth many thousands of dollars that we're going to want to sell. So we'll have a more detailed plan for those because they're more important. Bigger parts of the portfolio. But as we approach higher levels, then we'll start to say, okay, at this level, we're going to divest this much per week. At this level, we're going to divest this much per week, and then et cetera. And so that's how we do that. So by June, I've got no interest in trying to set a day like, oh, this day I'm going to, no, that's not how I do it. I do it by date. By price. Hey, Jeb, can you look at some of those altcoins you're looking at for the next 1 to 3 months? God bless. Yes, absolutely. That would be a very logical next step here. Cardano makes a lot of sense to me. Cardano makes a lot of sense to me. Chainlink makes a lot of sense to me. I think Chainlink is undervalued. This is an enormous project. Nowhere near its previous all-time high. Chainlink, I think you will make at least 5x. At least 5x. That's my prediction. I could be totally wrong, but I think you'll make at least 5x in Chainlink. One of my biggest positions, one of the things I'm most excited about because it is integrated into the entire space. It has its tendrils plugged into everything. Everything in cryptocurrency uses Chainlink. Chainlink is everywhere. You can't get away from it. It's like www. If you can invest in www, you would invest in www. If you can invest in the United States Interstate Highway System, you would invest in the United States Interstate Highway System. It's a good idea. And by the way, it's hugely undervalued. Massively undervalued. Got amazing tokenomics. Tokenomics are great. Look at the market cap here. Look at the price. It's had some inflation, but not a ton, right? It does have inflation, but it's not much. You can see the total supply is 1 billion length. There's already 626 million out. So the fully diluted value is only about 50% higher. What we're seeing right now is I definitely like Chainlink. It's a good call in my opinion. Near Protocol, I'm not as certain on because it's a newer project, but I do like Near. I do think the Near Protocol will probably have a successful bull market. It's going to probably approach near its all-time high. Let's go ahead and deal with that. Let's just put someone in timeout for 5 minutes. There we go. We've got Litecoin is one that I would definitely not. You thought that I was going to say buy it. I would avoid it. Uniswap, really a big fan of Uniswap. Big part of the reason for that, again, tokenomics are great. 600 million, 1 billion fully diluted market capitalization is not much higher than it is right now. Look at that. It was at $42. It's at $8 right now. If you come to exchanges, you go to, if we go over here to our spot dexes, Uniswap, if you combine all of the different Uniswaps, is a huge exchange when it comes to trading volume. Uniswap V2, Let's go ahead and sort by trading volume here. Uniswap V3 has $1.8 billion of 24-hour volume. Add in Arbitrum, you're looking at 2.6. Uniswap V2, you're looking at probably 3.2. Uniswap V3 base, you're looking at probably 3.5. Uniswap V2, you're looking at between all the different versions of Uniswap, because there's a bunch of them, so it's not really an apples-to-apples comparison just comparing it to Radium. There's a lot of value. It's not as big as Radium. Obviously, Radium has other chains also. You can see right here, it's got, several different, it's on several different chains also, but Uniswap, still a leading cryptocurrency exchange, still a leading decentralized exchange. It's one of the OGs, and it's hugely undervalued. It's very, very, very undervalued in my opinion compared to what it's doing. At that rate, Radium is also another one that is probably undervalued in and of itself, right? Radium is the token that goes with the Radium exchange. It just absolutely capitulated massively here during the bear market, but there's a lot of volume going on it. And so these exchanges, I mean, you've seen what happened with Binance, right? Binance is up here at $90 billion market cap. I'm not saying Uniswap's going to go there or Radium's going to go there, but I do think they're going to see rallies, right? Kaspa, another one, big fan of Kaspa. They're setting out to do exactly what Litecoin was supposed to do, but Litecoin sucked at it. Sorry, Charlie Lee, it didn't work. Quadrupling the maximum supply, cutting the block time in a quarter, and doing a few other fancy things with marketing was not enough to fulfill the silver to Bitcoin's gold idea. It didn't work. Kaspa, on the other hand, seems to have a chance of actually doing it because it is using a lot newer technology. It's not that Litecoin was a bad idea; it was a good idea. It just didn't technically end up panning out. It was my first investment ever. I bought $10 in Litecoin. That was my first purchase. August 5th or whatever in 2017. Yeah, I'm a dinosaur in this industry. I love Litecoin. It has a soft spot in my heart. I would be more than happy to get one Litecoin, put it on a wallet, and then put the seed phrase or whatever, just one Litecoin, just $80, and put it on the wall. I love Litecoin. It has a soft spot in my heart, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna bet my financial future on it. Kaspa, on the other hand, seems to have a decent chance. Internet computer. A lot of things being built out on ICP. Lots of stuff being built out on ICP. It's also mostly diluted, and it has a maximum supply. Big fan of ICP. I think ICP is going to do very well. If you look at the last year, it is still down a lot from where its all-time high was. Bitcoin has run away, right? Back here, Bitcoin was trading at $70,000. Now it's at $90,000. ICP is down 50%. Bitcoin is up 50% from the same time frame. You see my point here. The altcoins are majorly undervalued. Let's see what else. Arbitrum is probably going to do well. There's a lot of build out on Arbitrum. If you go to DeFi Llama, if you go to DeFiLlama.com, come over here to Arbitrum. It's got $3 billion of volume on it. It's almost 10 times what Cardano's doing, but it has a tenth the value that Cardano has. There's some of these sorting errors, right? Arbitrum should be worth more. Arbitrum should be worth more, and it's not. Why not? Well, it just isn't. It hasn't had its day in the sun. So we're going to see what happens, but I think Arbitrum will do quite well. Peanut the squirrel, I think you missed the boat. I don't think Peanut's just going to continue rallying forever. It is a funny meme, and I mean, to a great degree, it's a sad meme, right? Rest in peace, Peanut. We all have a soft spot in our heart for Peanut, but that doesn't mean you should go betting your financial future on Peanut either. Didn't work out for his owner, won't work out for you. That's not funny. I'm sorry. That wasn't funny. Let's see. There are plenty of other cryptocurrencies also in here. Cosmos, blockchain building technology, great choice in my opinion. BitGet token, good choice also. Let's see. Radium, we already talked about. VeChain's a good project. Polygon, also a good project. It's slid a long way, but I don't know if that's going to last. Lots of projects down here that I think are smart. So definitely stay tuned. We'll continue talking about altcoins, but I want to heavily encourage you guys to do your research. Do your research, build an opinion for yourself on these altcoins, and choose to sign up, choose to, go and invest in them if that's what you deem to be appropriate. Now, guys, if you've not already, I highly recommend that you go and sign up for Blowfin with the link in the description box down below, because this is moving fast. Your registration period ends November the 21st. You only got a week left. There's 200,000 people participating in this, and in just the first 2 days, we've got over $1.2 billion trading volume. There's 100 $100,000 reward waiting for you right now, up to $1 million prize pool in 2 days, $1 billion trading volume. We're probably going to get $25 billion trading volume, very simply, which means $1 million is going to be up to be released. Make sure to sign up with our link down below, because you're going to make a lot of money using our link. We're going to give you a lot of cashback incentives, and you can also join our team here in the trading competition. We got 600 people on our team. We've already got $7.8 million of trading volume under us, which means some of you guys in here on our team already looking to making $230, looking to making $200, looking to making $42, because you've been over here trading under us. When you sign up for Blowfin under CryptoJeb, then you're going to be getting access to a lot of rewards, because we're going to see this 10x, guys. We're going to see this go from a $100,000 reward to probably $1 million reward, which means instead of $600 going out to our team, we'll be seeing like $6,000 go out to our team. Sign up right now, get to trading, and make yourself some money. We got to come up here, beat Banter. We got to beat everybody else. Come on, let's see if we can't get up to the top 15. I'd love to see it. Make sure to sign up with the link in the description box down below. Also, we've got big rewards coming very soon for some of you guys, because we're going to be having cashback incentives coming to those that have signed up on Blowfin under our link. Go sign up under our affiliate link. Start trading today, and you'll be getting cashback incentive whenever you trade as well. So make sure to check all of that out with the link in the description box down below. You don't want to miss it. Free money. Go trade. Go take advantage of some of these altcoin deals. Go take advantage of some of the movement on Bitcoin. Make some money. Really appreciate that. Yeah, chat useless today. Jeb, let us know why we're getting censored. I don't know. I don't see anybody getting censored. That's strange. Obviously, I'm not. I haven't been stopping and reading chat too much just yet. I'm about to, but I don't know. It sucks. You know, we've got a lot of nonsense going on from YouTube, and that is part of the reason we're building the Financial Sovereignty Academy, so that your voices can be heard and they won't be censored. So stay tuned, because FinSov Academy is coming. It's going to be great. All right. Let's see. You learn said, John Doe, I'm giving up. Most of my comments are removed to the chat is becoming useless with the censorship. I don't know. I don't know why it would be, I don't know why I'd be doing that. Kat said, I blame Kamala. Jeez. Ruthless. Let's see. That's what we worked out today, that the cycle top will be the end of 2025 too. Zanoni Snowflake in chat. Good to see you, my friend. You mentioned Cardano. What is your reason to believe? Well, there is some development going on between Cardano and Bitcoin. Charles Hoskinson is doing things in the government. And also, it does have great technology. It just needs to actually be built out. You know, it's not here yet. There is some interoperability coming between Bitcoin and Cardano that I want to do some more research on before I really give you my take on that. But at the end of the day, if we can get smart contracts on Bitcoin through midnight, then Cardano would get access to a lot of liquidity as a result of that movement, and we would see a great deal of increase on Cardano. So I think that would be helpful, but naturally, you got to see it pan out. We've got to see it pan out on Cardano, and we haven't seen it yet. So I'm not over the moon with belief for Cardano, but I do think that there's a chance that it really just comes down to we need to see proof. I need to see it. I need to see Cardano, you know, show us, because it's still down so much from all-time high. So much from all-time high. It's been left behind by Solana because everybody's building out on Solana. What's your views on people trading in crypto? I think that it's a great idea if you're going to get serious about it. If you're just going to trade every once in a while, and look, this is how you know that this is a channel of integrity. This doesn't help me. You make no mistake. Obviously, it benefits the channel when you guys sign up for Blowfin. And when I tell you to be careful about trading, it doesn't help us, because here's the vested interest that you got to be careful. There are a lot of people on YouTube, and it's not the exchange's fault. It's the YouTuber's fault. The exchange has got to run their affiliate marketing program. That's the way they make money. That's just the way that they work. It's not their fault. But there are YouTubers that are going to go encourage you, trade. You can do it. And all they're interested in is getting you to sign up for their exchange, because they make fees off of you. I love it when you guys sign up on Blowfin and trade. Yeah, we get a percentage of the commission that you guys pay to the exchange. It's a business deal. Come on, guys. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. Did this surprise you? But what I'm going to tell you right now shows you that we have integrity, and I care more about you than about extra revenue. If you are going to trade in crypto, you need to know what you're doing, or you're going to hurt yourself. One of the reasons I don't talk about Blowfin's leverage trading as often as I could, If I want to just milk you guys of money, I'd just every 5 seconds sign up for Blowfin, leverage trade, sign up for Blowfin, leverage trade, and then half of you guys are going to get absolutely annihilated and lose your butt. My goal is not to make some short-term gain off of you because you signed up for an exchange. My goal is if you're gonna trade, yeah, sign up on Blowfin under our link. Let's have some fun together. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose a lot of money trading. So please, if you're going to trade, make sure you know what you're doing. I think it's great. I think you can make a lot of money doing it. I've made a lot of money doing it. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. So be careful with trading. If you want to get into it, you can succeed. On the flip side, don't let anybody tell you you can't. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. What I want to tell you guys is that you've got to be careful. Someone says, stop shilling at them, find other sponsors. No, Blowfin's a great exchange. I'm not shilling it. I'm telling you guys about an exchange that is a good exchange. What? See, that's what I don't get. People say, oh, you have sponsors, so you're shilling. It's called sponsorship. I mean, are you surprised that we are paid to have these banners right there? It's a business, guys. Well, I do this full time. I've been doing this full time for 7 years. Just like Paul said, is it wrong for someone who's working to be paid? Am I the one that's morally incorrect, or you expecting me to work and provide for my family with no income? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we succeed when you guys sign up for our links. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I am going to tell you, if there's a time and a place where you can sign up for one of our links and being irresponsible, get yourself hurt, I'm going to say don't do it. I'd rather not make a single penny off of you and you keep your wealth because you didn't lose it in trading. So be very, very careful. Did you really just compare Cardano to Solana? Well, to a great degree I did, because they are the two largest smart contract applications after Ethereum. They both have a lot of adoption, and frankly, right now, Solana is beating them in the realm of adoption, layer 2 development, the number of dexes on it, the total value locked, and the global mass adoption effect that's going on there, and the amount of developers that it's attracting. So yeah, I did compare them, and it's not looking good for Cardano right now. I think Cardano can turn that around, and they do use fundamentally different technology, and they are definitely succeeding in their own right. But what I do believe is that Cardano has more room to run than Solana. Solana's already gone through a big rally. It's already at $100 billion. When we're looking at Cardano, then it's got a lot more room to run, so that's good. Having morals is negative. Neo Gaming, I love you. I'm not trying to conflict with you. I just love having a debate. Neo Gaming, what is the issue with what I just said? Make it clear as day. What is the issue with what I just said? What is the moral problem with what I just said? I'm not upset that you're saying it. I appreciate when people tell me that I'm doing something wrong, if I am. But if you're going to say we're doing something wrong, then you have to make it very plain as day, very clear what it is. What is it that we're doing wrong? You can't just say, oh, you're shilling. I say I'm marketing. That's what we do. That's how you run a business. I would love to hear your input on that. Love it. I don't mind debating these things with you guys. It's fun for me because I'm very convicted that I'm doing what I believe is right. And if I'm wrong, then I want to know so I can do better. But I don't think I am. Feel free to tell me. Read previous comments. The only previous comment you made was that I'm shilling something. Define shilling. Advertising? Are you a communist? You don't believe in capitalism? What's the issue with running an advertisement while telling you, hey, be careful because if you use this right, you make a lot of money. If you use it wrong, you can get hurt. That's fair. That's honest. What's wrong with that? All right. Let's read a little bit more chat here. By the way, guys, let's go ahead and to use Neo Gaming's term, let's go ahead and shill NordVPN, because if you're not careful, you might not get hacked, right? If you're not careful with NordVPN, you might avoid somebody stealing $40,000 from you. So make sure to sign up for NordVPN with the link in the description box down below. If you've not already signed up, you should, because they've got an early bird special for their Black Friday deal going on exclusively with Crypto Jeb. If you sign up by going to nordvpn.com/Jeb, hit get the deal, then you're going to see what's going on right here. $91.53. You're going to get NordVPN 28 months for almost nothing. $3.27 a month. You're not going to find that anywhere else. You're not going to find it anywhere else. And they're going to keep you safe while you browse online. There's so much money that you could be losing out here in crypto. There's so much money that you could be losing to hackers and thieves. So make sure to sign up for NordVPN. They're going to keep you safe. This is the best deal you're going to find. You won't find this on their website. You're only going to find it by going to nordvpn.com/Jeb. Sign up today. Stay safe. Don't lose your wealth. I'm going to show you how to build a lot of wealth, but if you're not careful, you will lose it. Let's keep it moving here. Let's read a little bit more chat. That's a good deal. It is a good deal. It is a good deal. Make sure to sign up if you haven't already. My Cardano investment is far from underwater. Yeah, I mean, Cardano, I am looking forward to what Cardano can do. I'm just not very happy with what Cardano has done so far in the last 3 years. A lot of the altcoins have 5x, 10x their bear market bottoms. Cardano's like 3x above it. It's rough. It's rough. I do have big concerns about Solana, which is why I think they're kind of more balanced out. I got a lot of big concerns there. What's your advice to a student who just completed his high school journey and don't want to start a 9-to-5 in his career? Humble yourself. Humble yourself. One of my biggest mistakes was trying to go too fast. And by the way, I'm not saying you have to do a 9-to-5. I am saying if the mentality is I am absolutely not going to do a 9-to-5, then you got to realize that true success comes from grit. When I started this channel, I did skip out on the 9-to-5, and I did do that. And you can do that if you've got a good plan. I dropped out. I did not go to college, and I did not take a very good paying job to go start a YouTube channel because I had a plan. I watched people do exactly what I was going to do. And then I went and did, and I didn't make a penny for 8 months. I was still living at home. I was able to do that. I got the channel off the ground. A year later, we were making $30K a month. You know, I was able to do that. But I had a good plan. I had a good plan, and I stuck with it, and I was disciplined, and I didn't stop when it didn't work. I was willing to go do a 9-to-5 if I had to, but I didn't want to. I'm not trying to beat you up, but I am saying if you just got out of high school, you need experience. You need to find an older man or an older woman in business, and you need to find mentorship under them. That could be me here on the channel. That could be all kinds of different YouTubers. What I did, I spent 12 hours a day watching every single entrepreneur on YouTube that seems to be decent. That seems to have half a brain, know what they're doing, has built some wealth, and they've got decent morals. And as I started to learn more about him, oh, that man's morals suck. Pfft, not watching him. I don't want to just make money. I want to be a good person, right? I'm looking for people that are good, that are moral, that care about their family, but they're also very wealthy, right? And so you've got to find somebody like that. Ideally online where you can learn from them. There's just a bunch of content for free, or you can go through some kind of course or academy. FinSolve Academy is coming out. Go through that. That'd be big advice I have for you. Go through FinSolve Academy. You'll be glad you did when that comes out. And also find somebody in the real world. Find somebody that you can go and give them a hug, where they can smack you upside the back of the head because you're being an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. Don't get a mentor that's actually that violent. But you kind of get the idea, right? If that means that you have a 9-to-5, if that means that you don't, fine. But you've got to develop your skills. In the first 5 years out of your parents' house, which hopefully you're not just living at home till you're 35, right? In the first 5 years of you being in the workforce, don't worry about how much money you're making. Don't worry about it. Devour skills. Devour stuff. Learn to edit, learn to read, learn to shoot, learn to public speak, learn to network, learn to negotiate, learn to market, learn to do web development. 90% of it you're going to do for those first few years and you're never going to do it again. But in that process, you're going to realize, I really like this. I really hate that. And so when you go to build a business one day, which is what it sounds like you want to do, when you go to build a business one day, what you're going to realize is I really don't like programming. I suck at it. I can do it, but I don't like it. I'm going to hire somebody to do that. Man, I really love public speaking. Maybe I ought to be an educator. Maybe I ought to be an influencer. Hey, I really, really love editing, and I don't care how much money. Maybe I should go start a business where I've got like 7 editors under me, and we got a whole pipeline, and we got a bit, whatever it is, you're going to figure it out. Here's the most important thing that you've got to do. You've got to figure out 4 questions. Number 1, what do you enjoy doing? Number 2, what makes money? Number 3, what helps people? Number 4, what are you good at? And there's also a 5th one in there, which is calling. What are you called to do? Not everybody gets crystal clear on what their calling is. I'm blessed enough to know exactly what my calling is, but not everybody figures that out. If you cannot figure out your calling, especially until you figured out your calling, those 4 questions are important. What do you enjoy? What makes money? What are you good at? And what helps people? As you walk in a direction that correctly aligns with those 4 questions, and especially if you get a calling, if it aligns with that one, that's where you go. That's what you do. That's what you do. Whether that's 9 to 5, whether it's not, that's what you do. A lot of people they need, and the reason I say humble yourself is there's a lot of people that get out of high school and they say, man, I see Andrew Tate, I see Donald Trump, I see Grant Cardone, I see Ty Lopez, I see Gary Vaynerchuk, I see Valuetainment, I see Jeb, I see all these people, and they say, I want to be like that. What you don't see is that those people busted their hind end for a decade before anybody knew who the hell they were. Because they were humble. They were hungry, and they were smart. Where did Cardone start? Drug addict. Used car salesman. Where did PBD start? Where'd he start? Bally's Total Fitness in LA, out in California, right? Right? Where did I have no idea where Andrew Tate started. I don't really like the guy that much. I don't know where he started. Where did he start? I don't know. Probably not doing nothing fancy, right? Got no clue. I'm not saying I like his morals, but he's wealthy if you're looking at that, right? Where did Dave Ramsey start? Flipping houses, selling real estate. Nobody knew who he was. Bought a house, made $3 on it. But in those years, they gained experience that allowed them to go and build something big. I only right now feel like I can hold my head high. I kind of know how to run the ship. Haven't built it anywhere near where I want to do it yet, but I kind of know what to do. I just got to go and do it. At this point, I'm like, I know what's coming. I know what I need to do. I know how we need to expand. I know we need to move the chess piece here. We need to move the king there. We need to move the queen there. We need to do this, that, and this, and then that'll bring that. And then when we have that, because of we've got this, and we combine this with what's going to come over there, and then we got this opportunity, then we can go and build that. And I've got the ability to do that because I've got 7 years of experience in business right now. But you know what I started doing? I started out working at a bookstore, making sure the books were standing upright. And you know what I did when I worked W-2 for anybody other than myself for 2 months? 2 months in my life, if I worked W-2 for anybody other than myself, those 2 months, I worked my freaking tail off. That bookstore did $1 million in revenue in a day, which if you know how expensive college textbooks are, you know it's not that hard. But you had the line going all the way back. I was running the cash register. Got the line going all the way back, all the way around there. I've been sitting there ringing people out for 4 or 5 hours. Had not eaten anything. Manager's daughter, assistant manager, walks up to me. She's only 3 years older than me. I'm 17. She's 20. She walks up to me. She says, "Jeb, you got to take a break." I'm like, "I don't want to take a break. Y'all are paying me. I'm not going to get paid to sit down. Are you kidding me?" And I'm like sitting over here ringing somebody out, talking to her like, I got work to do. What do you mean? I don't want to take a break. And then she goes, and then the next day I'm doing the same thing. I did 8 hours. Next day, got $800,000 in revenue coming through my register, right? I'm running cash register. Manager coming out. Her name's Mary Jane Mahoney, MJ. MJ comes out. She says, "Jeb, go take a break." I tell her the same thing. I'm like, "No, I can't take a break. There's people who you see this line, I can't do that." And she said, by the law of the state of Florida, I'm going to get in trouble if I don't force you to take a break. I'm like, Florida's going to force me to take a break and take your money? I don't want the pay. That's ridiculous. I'm getting paid. I don't want to sit down. I got work to do. I got people to serve. I busted my freaking tail for $8.25 an hour. Working 9 to 5. Humble yourself. Be willing to do that. I wouldn't trade those years for anything. I remember getting my paycheck in at $62. I made $62,000 in a day at this point. But I remember getting a paycheck and it was $62. And you know what? I value that $62. I made it work for me. I stretched it. First thing I ever bought was a microphone so I could start this channel. Because I was using my little headset microphone that sucked. It was like $3 when I started the channel, right? Bought a microphone, bought a Blue Yeti. Still have it. It's out in my garage. That microphone made me millions. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. Be patient. Your life very well may look exactly like the Bitcoin chart if you're wise. Not on the log chart, but on the regular chart. It very well may end up looking like this, where nobody sees you and you feel worthless for the first 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 years. But eventually, if you get the principles right, you'll take off. Got to do it. Stay humble. In the words of Jesus, because he said this way better than I possibly could have. He who exalts himself will be humbled, but he who humbles himself will be exalted. Humble yourself, and you will be exalted. What is exaltation? Exaltation is you're down here. Someone comes along, says, "You're down there. You don't belong down there. You belong up here." And then you get put up there. Bitcoin started out as a humble little coin, little internet money. Now you got the biggest financial institutions on planet Earth exalting Bitcoin because it started out humble. Stay humble. If you've enjoyed today's stream, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to sign up for Uphold. Guys, there are a lot of different cryptocurrencies that we're looking at you getting for this cycle, and you're going to find them on Uphold. Uphold's got over 300 markets. It's one of the best places to find these small cap altcoins. They've also got everything that you need to build out the financial architecture that you're trying to build in the cryptocurrency space. In the cryptocurrency space, if you want to build wealth, you need a home for your crypto. Uphold's a great place to do it. Bluefin's got more trading capacity, more trading features, leverage trading, all that. Uphold is a better place, in my opinion, to actually build out your hub. You know, in your TradFi life, your bank account is your hub. Uphold should be your quote unquote like bank account, if you will, in the cryptocurrency space. Run everything through Uphold. Make it your home. It's a great place to make your home. So make sure to sign up for Uphold with the link in the description box down below. Hope I didn't crush you too hard there. Successism. It's a cool name. It's a cool name. Hope I didn't crush you too much. But it's true. Hopefully you'll heed that advice. You'll do well with it. Because I know that even just in your name, I can tell, just by the way you ask that question, I can tell you got the heart of somebody who wants to go and kick butt and take names, right? You want to go, in Dave Ramsey's words, charge the gates of hell with a water pistol. You're the kind of guy that wants to go build something. Good for you. Good for you. Do it. But be humble about it. Right. Dave Ramsey's got a great story. Watch his story. You want to talk about humble? Dude went bankrupt and lost everything. The dudes came and repoed his 1-year-old's crib. Talk about humble, right? Humble yourself or you will be humbled. Nobody but Southerners knows about Buc-ee's, Jeb. Buc-ee's is just a Southern thing? Man, I need to get out more. I did not know that. Yes, most definitely, Jeb, you're right. Eric Gendron said, you love what you're saying. It's true. Crypto Surge said, that's the McDonald's way. There you go. Start low. Start low, baby. It'll come fast if you're not careful. I mean, our net worth has doubled this year, right? We've obviously made a lot of money in a lot of ways, not just through investments, but also through just growing our income streams. It takes time, right? It takes time. If you're going to go and double $0, you're still going to have $0. But if you double $1 and you do that every year, then before long, you won't have a bunch of money. That story about you not using a break, I'm willing to bet they forced you to, regardless of what you said to the manager. No, that's the point. No, Wisely T, they did. No, that's what they did. The manager, MJ, she made me. She made me go sit in there in the break room on my phone for half an hour. And I was so ticked off about it. Why? I'm okay. Am I going to fall over when I walk out here? Yeah, but I ain't going to waste your $4.12. The way I saw it to me, I'm stealing the $4.12. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go sit on my freaking butt. I wouldn't put that on any of my employees. I've never put that mentality on a single employee. I've had dozens of people work under me. I've never put that mentality on someone else, but that is my mentality. Is if I'm working for a pay, I don't want to be paid for breaks, period. I don't like that. That's what I did back then when I was 17 years old, when this channel had one view on it. It had one view. It had 7 subscribers. I remember the morning that I went into work that day, actually. I had 7 subscribers on this channel. 2 of them were me, 1 of them was my dad. So we only had 4 people that weren't, that I didn't know, right? But that was my mentality. I work for pay. He who doesn't work doesn't eat. That's what the Bible says. You want to eat, work. Oh, but I haven't found the right job. Find a job. Oh, but I want to work commission. Bro, you got bills. Get your butt a job and figure out how to upgrade instead of sleeping. You get the right to sleep after you made it. Work your freaking butt off if you want some money. Bible says a lot of things on this. Let me just make it real simple, though. He who don't work won't eat. He who's lazy, poverty will come to him. You want to be poor? You want to be broke? You want to be sick? Money can't buy happiness yet. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't see a lot of homeless people out there that are that happy unless they're like this with Jesus. Oh, but yeah, money can't buy wealth. I don't see a lot of homeless people out there that are getting the best of treatment. I'm not putting them down. I'm saying we need to help those people. A lot of them are stuck, right? I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just saying, oh, money doesn't buy health. Well, it buys you the best doctors, buys you the best food. To build the wealth, you probably had to build some discipline, which means you probably are able to apply that same discipline, which is a character trait, to your diet and your exercise. So there is a relationship. Solomon said in the book of Ecclesiastes, money buys everything. Can it buy things spiritual? No. Can it buy just about anything physical? Yeah, it can. Is it more important than a relationship with Jesus Christ? No. If it ever becomes that, it's an idol, and it's dangerous. So long as your relationship with Christ is intact, it's a good thing to build wealth. It's a good thing. Hope you have enjoyed today's stream. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and we're going to continue here talking to you guys about Bitcoin and helping you to succeed with wealth. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.